Hey guys, and welcome back. Now that the holiday is over, we can settle down a little bit, but I did want to share one of the items that I got over the Christmas break that I think you guys will totally enjoy. Now, being a car guy, I have a lot of collectibles that are car related that I want to display. And over the holiday, I acquired a brand new helmet. No, it's not this one, but it is one that I'm going to show you in this video. So I ordered a Schumi display. This is one that fits a helmet into it. And I have to tell you, when I worked with them, talked to them, I had one little issue. They resolved it so quickly that I thought that I would show you this product, how it works, how to link them together, and everything that this does. I will tell you, for the price point, the customer service, you're not going to find a better display to put your memorabilia in. Now, we're going to do an unboxing of this, get this helmet set up into it, and then I will be able to show you how it all works together and that you need one for yourself. All right, guys, stay tuned. So I thought that I would do a quick unboxing, show you how to put one of these together so that you can see how easy it is and how good it looks for the price point of these. Now, this is a acrylic display, meaning it's not glass. If you want a glass one, you can definitely do that, but they are so much more expensive. I believe I paid $65 for this one, and for what you get for the price point, I think that it makes sense to get one of these over a much more expensive acrylic or much more expensive glass case. I just think that if you're trying to display something, it's about how it looks when it's complete and finished. So let's unbox this. Of course, this is my Helio Castroneves helmet that I'm going to be putting into it. I do have another helmet that I'm really excited about and really want to show you guys, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. But I figured let's go ahead and get this opened up and put together. Knife probably helps. I'm gonna try not to lose a finger. And that opens, that's open. All right, what do we get in the box? First are the instructions on how to put it together, which you do kind of need because I'll show you a few of the little points to putting this together. They do a great job of packaging this. Obviously, this box came in a much bigger box that's even wrapped even better. So they really do take a lot of care to make sure your display gets there in one piece. All right, this is the base unit, which we will have to put together just a little bit. It comes with LED lights and a turntable so that your helmet, shoes, whatever you want to put in here can actually turn around 360 degrees so that everyone gets a good shot of it. These LEDs get screwed to the base, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, I did forget to mention, they give you the screwdriver and the screws that you need to screw everything in, so you don't need any other tools. I really like that they give you these gloves. Now, you don't have to use the gloves, but if you're like me and a little bit more particular, I use these when I get to this. These are the acrylic display shields, right? They're the ones that kind of sit down in it that you'll see through. Now, they have a protective coating on both sides. Once you take that protective coating off, you don't want to get fingerprints all over it, especially on the inside. It just makes it where you have to clean it. So we definitely don't want to do that. So I'm going to take out all of those. So that's number 2. And then this is number 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to set those to the side. It comes with a nice little holder. If you were going to put something like a basketball in, you could put this down, the basketball on it. Obviously it will spin. We're not going to use that, but it is nice that they give it to us. More padding and foam in here. And the last thing that we will need is this. Power supply. Hooks it up, lets the LED work and the turntable work. Now, one of the cool features of this is that if you have multiple, which I just happen to have 2 of these, you can link the two displays up and use one power pack instead of having two power packs to power both displays, which is a super cool feature and something that I'm going to show you how to do in this film. All right, now that we've got it all unboxed, we get to start building it. We can start by installing the LEDs. It comes on a nice little swivel base. These can pop off, so if they do, you just snap them right back on. But basically, we now have to figure out where the holes are and then put our screws in. So we remove the packing material, send the cable back in there. There is one side where the cable can sit, and we're going to put that towards the inside. We align this up, put a little screw in there. It is nice they give you the screwdriver. And we can screw that in. We do want to make sure before we fully screw it in that we have it aligned for the other side, which I just did. And then this light can move any direction we want. And we do that for each one of the four, and we are done. So installing the LEDs is super simple. As you can see, we've got all of those installed, and now we can do some of the fun part, which is taking off some of this plastic. Always satisfying. You can use the gloves for this part. I'm gonna wait until I get to the sides, which is right now. Now, there are three different style pieces that come in here. You've got three, if I can get one, of the sides, and this will go in the back, the left, and the right. The front one is just a hair different. It does not fit into the groove like the back ones do, but it will sit right on the front of this because there is a nice little lip there that this sits into. And then there's the top piece. So we're almost done. What I like to do is go ahead and get started by removing a little bit of the plastic. And just as I say that, I get something on there. What I like to do is start by removing a little bit of the plastic film in the corner with my fingernail, because that's always approved. And at this point, I am going to put the gloves on just so I don't have to clean this afterwards, which is, like I said, nice that they give these to you. Does make it to where you don't have to worry as much about fingerprints and removing them after. So we have one side off. Now we get to move to this side and repeat the process. And when you do that, you will see that they're crystal clear plastics. Now, on the three side pieces, they have this little bit of a ledge. You really can't see it on camera, but it has one side that has a little notch on it, and that will go towards the inside. And that sets up just like that. Now we can move on to a side piece again. So just to make it easier on yourself, go ahead and peel down on each side just a little bit. Then you can put your rubber gloves on and use those so that you don't get fingerprints. But I have found that if you don't go ahead and start them without the gloves on, it does make it a little bit more difficult. And now we have side two. Now make sure that you look for that little lip, put that on the inside. We'll lift this one up. That goes in. So we'll go ahead and get side three. And we'll just set side three down into there. So how this whole thing gets put together is basically these compression fittings on the plastic pieces. And they go in fairly simply. You just press them in. Just like that. Now that we have all three sides installed, we can go ahead and put the front on. Same process. Remove your plastic film. So we do it in this order because this one does not have the bottom piece that sits in the groove. It just uses the notches to be able to hold itself in. So if you don't put the sides and the back on first, it makes it much more difficult to align this. But now we can go ahead and put this on. So we basically have the whole display together except for the top on. Now, before we put the top on, there are a few things that we want to do. One is get our power supply out. And over here on the side is a little jack. And you just plug that in. Now that we have it plugged into our outlet, I can show you the functionality of it. The first one is for the display, so it rotates it. The nice thing is every other time it'll rotate left or it'll rotate right, so you can choose which way you want it to go. And the second button turns on the LEDs, which is so cool. Now I can put my helmet in here. Perfect. And I can show you what I mean about the turntable. It goes left, it goes right, and look how cool that looks. But we're not quite done. We now need to put the top on. Nothing to it but to remove the film. So we can put the top on now, and the top goes on just like the other pieces. It's just a compression fit. So we're just going to set it on top, align all of our little tabs, and we can just give it a little push. So this is how you put one of these together, and I've got to tell you, I am so impressed with the quality, the customer service. Basically, for the bang for the buck, you're not going to get a better display that does more, that really showcases your item. Now, there was one more thing that I was telling you about. On one side, it has the port that you can plug in for power. On the other side, it has this. And basically, that's a dongle that lets you connect two together. And I had mentioned that I have two of these. So I am going to show you the other helmet that I got that I am super happy about. And I'm going to connect these together so that they can both be on and using one power supply. And here it is. And this is the power cable that I was just talking about that can go over here. There we go. And now that they are connected, I can hook the power up to this one, and we should be able to get power, light, and movement from both. Now you'll notice over here, this is a Christmas present that I got, and it is a Michael Schumacher replica helmet. Now he actually signed it, but the helmet was never really used. I did want to have some way to display these, and I truly think that this is the best bang for the buck. They look like they should be in a museum somewhere. It makes it so that it pops. The LED lights give it just enough to really make your prized possession feel special. Linking them together, so cool. Being able to use one power supply. Now, the hardest thing that you're going to have to do is figure out where to put them so that you can show them off. All right, guys, I have to say I am super impressed with these displays. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. I bought this just like you would buy it. I was not sponsored by Schumi. In fact, I wasn't going to do a video on this until I had one issue with it, contacted their customer service, and they took care of me so quickly and easily that I said, I love it so much, I want to share this. I'm going to put everything that you need in the link and description below, so check them out. If you want to display some of your memorabilia, I don't think that you're going to find a better option than using some of Schumi's. Now I have to figure out where I'm going to put these and what I'm going to do. So for right now, make sure you like, subscribe. We'll catch you next time.